because some of everyone's again. Okay, so the agenda today, right now we're in the check-ins, and then we'll have the overview of SEO for 90 days. And then after that, we'll have the capacity buildings, and I will bring you a very successful guest here. This is Karan, but you will meet him later. If you're from India, maybe you know him. Capacity buildings, so you will see the roles of SEOs, like basically it's the MCP roles for like the overview, so that you have a big picture of the roles. And then for capacity building, another part, you will have to know the personal development plan, inductions, and then creation, also the personal routines as MCP, like how you can develop and grow as the CEO as well. And then after that, you will have a learning debrief and checkouts or any kind of Q&A you can raise there. Okay. And the tracker that I just demonstrate to you, we will use from now to the next 2 months after the SEO for 90 day ends. So that's called attendance tracker. And we also have some kind of like intensive system, but I will make an announcement for you later on. Okay, cool. Dance. What's that? Who's saying in the chat? I'm here 2 minutes, done with the meeting fast. Oh, amazing. Yeah, actually Nisha told me that she cannot join, but she make it to join. Very amazing. Cool. So let's start with a check-in for SEO Tribe. And I love these activities a lot because you don't need to just tag in the group anymore, but you get a chance to interact with people. Okay, so let's come to me first. So I just have the examples. I feel that Eco very excited for that, but yeah. So basically my home entities, my home country is Vietnam, and I really love to apply for regional office because Vietnam can go global. And I spent 5 years in Isaac, so next month will be my 5-year birthday in Isaac. So this is my experience. I get a little bit experience in IGV, IGET, so it's global entrepreneur and global talent. So this is very old and very long times ago. And I went exchange in Thailand, stay there for 7 weeks, and then I become the project leader of IGV because I want to bring more interns to Vietnam. And then I become the EST new partner for OGV Vietnam, and then becomes LCVP OGV. And then after that, I applied to fly to Myanmar for national conference because I want to be the FASI, international FASI. And I just realized yesterday that at that time when I first see the conference, I had a conference crush, and that's the MCP of Myanmar right now. So shy. Yeah. And then after that, I applied for LCP, but I failed. And then I applied to Malaysia to become MC director. And then I become the MCVP OGV, apply back to Vietnam, and then become MCVP OGV and alumni engagement. And I applied for MCP, but I failed. Then apply for AIVP, but fail as well. And then right now I'm here with you guys as regional manager. My personal fun fact is I become very, normally I really hate number, but when it's come to getting drunk by alcohol, beer, I become addicted to number. I mean, I can talk and I can remember all the number I have, like bank account, password, personal ID, my crush phone number, something like that. My hobby would be singing, karaoke, dancing, drawing, writing, taking photos. So you can follow me on these accounts. I have a lot of accounts like TikTok, YouTube, SoundCloud, a lot of things. Personal quotes of me would be, if you want, you can. And if you cannot, then basically you don't want enough. And the reason why I applied for MCP, even though I didn't get the chance to be elected, but I want to become the CEO of a branch that makes me proud. And I will write that in my CV somewhere or LinkedIn. Yeah, that's my thing. Okay, Min checking in. CEO for 90 day program. Okay, next one should be Tony. Where's my boss? Tony Lu here, right?
Yes, hello people. Sorry, we are still on everything here, but I can hear. Hello, Ming, and hello, MCPs. Yeah, later I'll open my screen and really excited to meet all of you. And Yeah, just share my past experience. I have been, oh my God, thank you for this reminding. I have been ISEC for 8 years already. And yes, since I joined ISEC in 2014, I was an OGB member, the best function ever, and it was called OGCDP. And also like the OGB LCVP, TNL CVPs, and also LCP in my home LC. So before I go to regional office, I'm still connecting, and also all my ISEC experience was in ISEC Taiwan, a really small and beautiful like the island entity here. And after that, I become the regional manager of ED in 2021 generation. And right now I'm your regional director for ISEC in Asia Pacific. So my strength is fast communication. So usually when people contacting me, just expect I'm the person like if I miss the message, but usually I'll reply like in the really fast, like very soon. So you don't need to worry like if you cannot find me or I'm just on the way to the plane or even traveling to somewhere. But apart from this, I'm also open-minded, innovative, and like to organize things well. And some fun fact to me, I'm gained 20 kilograms since I joined ISA, but for leadership journey, I'm trying to lose this. I was just trying to make this leadership journey into practice. So like, yeah, make sure I can get thinner by the end of this term. So really nice to meet all of you, and I hope you join the seal for 90 days. Back to you, Min.
Thank you, boss. Next one, Mary. Oops, sorry, I haven't changed the name. I'll change later.
Hello everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I just arrived in Sri Lanka yesterday, and then my name is Mary, and then yeah, sorry, you just listen to me. You don't need to focus on the side. So I joined ISEC around 2016, which is the end of the year, and then so I stayed in ISEC around like 5 years already. Yeah, and then most of my experience, right, will be in IGV. So I was like newbie in IGV, and then I was like team leader in IGV, and then I continued to be LCVB and eventually MCVB in IGV. Yeah. So I have been in 2 NET before. So one is Vietnam, like where I come from, and then another NET is Malaysia. Yeah. So I was in Malaysia for the past 1 year, and then even though I just work virtually, but then still like I learn a lot from experience, and then somehow also feel like, you know, if I got a chance, I will go to Malaysia like when the border is open. Yeah, because there want to be a lot of people there, and then very few connecting to the NET. And then
your strengths. Is it because of the internet?
Okay, sorry, the internet is a bit fluctuating. Yeah. So regarding my strength, right? So I'm someone that I like to think. Yeah. So I usually have a lot of thinking in my mind, and then so it's helped me like to able to see the picture in a bigger view, and also in long term. Yeah, and I'm also very organized and structured when I do my work. Yeah. So I think it's like a strength, but also a weakness is that sometimes I will lack the flexibility, and then I'm very willing to learn new things or the thing that I'm not good at. Yeah, from people, you know, who very excel or very master in that aspect. Yeah. Okay. Fun fact is that I never been in a relationship before. Not very fun for me, but then yeah, it's a fact. Okay. Hello everyone.
Hello,
That's all for
Mary.
me.
Okay. Hope that Sri Lanka treat you well and have a boyfriend there. Okay, thank you guys. Then we'll go to the next one, Thomas.
Hi guys, yes, so I'm Thomas. I'm from New Zealand. So for my ISEC age, I'm 3 years. This is my 4th year. In terms of ISEC experience, I joined in 2019, a team member in marketing in OGX. Then the next year I became LCP of ISEC Victoria. I also became National Meetings Subcommittee Chair. And then in 2020, I retermed as LCP. And then I was also Legislation Subcommittee Chair, as well as FASI for a national conference, which we called Autumn. And now I'm the MCP in 2021 of ISEC New Zealand. A personal fun fact is I'm very ticklish, as in, I think like everywhere, like everywhere in my body, I'm just very, very ticklish. My hobbies is reading, running, dragon boat racing, video games, and hiking, so very active. My personal quote is a ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. I stole that from an alumni, but I'm going to take it as mine. And then why I applied for MCP is basically for multiple reasons, but the first and foremost reason was I felt that my ISEC journey didn't feel complete. Thank you. This is Thomas checking in.
Thank you. Welcome, Thomas. Nice. Okay, let's go. Next one. Are you here? Let me check if you're here. No, I don't see him. It's okay. We can get to know it later. Nice. Next one. Sazet.
Hi everyone, I hope I am audible. I am Shazib and my ISEC age is now 4 years. The experience started back in 2017, late 2017. I was TLD in OGV twice and then TLD in IGT, TLD for PR, team member in FNL. Then I was Director Social Affairs and then the OCP for Youth Speak Forum, LCVP OGV in 1920, the MC Director Staff for ISEC in Nepal for OGX 2021, then LCP 2021. Then I was the GLSC National Chair 2021, CCVP for TLC, APLS, and APIC. Then I am currently serving as the MCVP Marketing. Also, I served in the audit department of ICB last semester, and now I'm the MCP elect for ISEC in Pakistan. My personal fun fact is that I still love to do mock camping in my room. I have all these cushions and different pillows and all of that stuff, and I make a camp in my room still when I have to work a lot on ice thickness. And right now, even sometimes when I have to conduct my NST meetings, I still go for Skype. I don't know why, but I do that. It's entertaining. My hobbies include that I write poetry, and I'm a huge cricket fan. And then tennis is something that I love to discuss. My personal quote: leaders always lead by moral authority. And the reason I applied for MCP was because this is an organization, and specifically for a country like Pakistan, I just want to drive an impact to the community and the society that I'm living in. Good to see you all. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. How to pronounce your name again? Jazet or Shazet?
It's Shazib.
Shazet. Okay. Thank you. Next one. Oh my God, we have equal. The whole essay. It's too hard for me to edit this slide, you know. Welcome, Shazet.
Hi everyone. Oh my god, that's so much. Like I think I am just being too much for my ISEC experience. Hi everyone, it's me Icho, MCP Lag of ISEC Indonesia, and currently I am the MCPV TMOD of ISEC Indonesia. My ISEC age, I think it's about 6 years and a month, because in Indonesia we're totally different. Like you have like the definition of official member and unofficial member, and then I was an unofficial member for around 6 months, which is I am the marketing member under probation back then, and then like those kind of things. I trying to developing my experience, as you can see there. And then maybe I could say in 2019 I applied for in 2018 I applied for LCP, but I didn't get elected. And the LCP like approaching me to actually apply for the role, and I chose IGE back then, but then I got allocated into OGV because I went GV to Slovakia. And then on 2019, because I believe I will not able to be a leader someday, like in another company or maybe in another organization. That's why I applied for LCP again, because I believe LCP is the essential role in ISEC, and then being president is only one in a lifetime, so why not you try it and then apply for that. And then after that I really got feeling stressed in ISEC, and then I applied for GT back then. I applied for GT because I know if I finish my LCP experience, I will apply for MCVP. And then I applied for a lot of opportunity in GT, and then I got accepted in Tata Consultancy Services back then in India. And then I working for around 3 months, but turns out what belongs to you will come to you. And then I don't know, like I resigned from TCS and then apply for MCVP TMOD. And that's the things from me. And personal fun fact, the very first one I applied for ISEC because I thought ISEC is International Youth Run Organization, because when you search in Google, it said International Youth Run Organization. So I probably thinking that ISEC is a runner organization, but turns out it's totally different, like full of roll call, leadership, and so on. And then like I just, why this is very different, but I get, I fell in love in this organization. And then the next one, I like to be surrounding with a lot of people. I really like, being in the center of like full of people, but I don't like, hearing some noises. So I probably always wears my AirPods and then listening to the music, and then I just watching people walking, running, and so on. And then I was conceived for 11 months in my mother womb, when other is 9 months. So yeah, it's probably something that from my childhood experience. My hobby, I like to run. I always run every Sunday, and it's about 10 kilometers every morning. And then I also love reading book, which is I already finished philosophy, and then like 12 rules of life, and then Gretchen Rubin books, and so on. And I really like to organize my Spotify playlist based on my mood. Somehow, if I feel angry, I just like making some kind of angry playlist. And then personal quote, I think this very hit me a lot, because I always comparing myself to other. I always thinking that I am less than anyone else. And then yeah, the personal quotes would be, don't forget, while you are busy doubting yourself, someone else is admiring your strength. And it's make me always until today having the purpose, and also having the eagerness to actually going higher and higher in ISEC. Why apply for MCP? I think it still relate with the master degree that I want to pursue, which is I really want to being able get accepted in digital leadership and communication. So I think as being MCP is one of the milestone that I can be to actually developing my my capacity for taking that degree. And then I always have the ambition to be a leader. I don't know, like I want to be someone that actually higher than anyone else. So yeah, I apply for that. But it's not about the position, but it's about the contribution that I can generate to anyone else. And then the last one, I still believe that I have a power to contribute for PNF and integral part of Indonesian development, because I believe currently we actually really having a lot of initiative, a lot of event and so on that developing youth, but I think we haven't acknowledged from the government itself being the integral part of development in Indonesia. So that's why I really want in my term I can ISEC can be mentioned as a one of integral part of Indonesian development. So that's from me. Thank you so much, Min.
How to pronounce your name again? Iko or Icho?
And yeah, anything is fine. Icho, Iko, yeah, whatever.
Okay, Iko. Okay, let's go. Thank you for the sharing. Let's go to Nisha.
I was really lazy to write, bro. So yeah, my ISEC age is 3.5 years, and I have been a OGB member and OGB team leader, and then LCP and MCVP, and now I'm an MCP elect. And there's personal I'm not that like interesting though, so I just have like a normal fact that is I have bird babies. I'm a mom of 8 birds, and I love them to death. And I learned baking when I was 8-year-old, and I really love cooking, and I've been into cooking since I was 8 years old. And my hobby is cooking and eating. I love food and I love cooking. But yeah, one fact is that I can't cook alone. I always need help when I'm cooking, because due to my ADHD, I have a lot of trouble when I'm working alone. And my personal quote is it's now or never. And I am like a person who takes a lot of risk. And I applied for MCP because I really love my entity, and I really want to achieve a breakthrough for my entity. I have had bigger dreams for my entity, seeing it reaching like the best of best things in for like globally as well. So I applied for the MCP so that I can be the person driving the things that I always wanted my entity to achieve. So yeah, that's it, and that's me. So over to the next person.
Welcome, Nisha.
Yay!
I just want to ask you, what kind of bird is it though?
It's cockatiel and budgie.
Oh, cute. Busy. Busy mom. Thank you, Nisha. Let's go, Yuya.
Hi everyone, my name is Yuya Takashi. I am from ISEC in Japan, and I spent 3 years in ISEC. And the first year I was a member of OZV, and also I visited to Ghana to participate in exchange program. And this was like the starting point of my ISEC journey. And the second year I was LCVP, BCXP, blend and customer experience. And also I was like member of Global Dialogue, which is your initiative from I think Japan. And until recently I was LCP. And maybe it's now my introduction, right?
Oops. Sorry.
Yeah,
you can go to the group.
I found it.
You can go to the group and then we can follow the group then.
Okay, and next is about personal fun fact. I cut my hair in a rural village in Ghana when I participated in exchange program, and I got a terrible, funny haircut, and lots of friends laughed at me, and this was like good memory. And about hobby, I really like watching Japanese animation and kickboxing and MMA. And about personal quotes, where there is a will, there is a way. I cherish this one for a long time, and I agree with considering my own life. And the reason for applying MCP, and I really like my entity to be the organization loved by young people in the future. And also there is like a tough situation. So I want to do my best for changing that situation. That's all from me, and good to see you all.
Yay. Thank you. Next one, it should be Isabella, but she's not here, right?
But I think she's not here.
She's not here.
Mm.
Bobo is not here as well. So yeah, so that is all the information that I received. Then right now I will invite Ali. You can go. Same with the structure, then you can follow in the group.
Okay, all right, cool. Hello, I'm sorry, like I'm still out, so I'm just gonna say hi. I've been in Isaac for more than 4 years. I did OGXTL. Okay, like I'm dedicated to OGX, man. Like if it's not obvious enough. I went for exchange as well in Kenya, but then I actually had to leave my exchange really early because I broke my ankle while I was on exchange. And that was fun. And then after that, after I finished like LCP, so I did triple role. For most of my parts, I would do multiple roles like OGX UR, and then after that, LCP, EWA, and TM at the same time, and then OGX MCVP after that. And then currently I'm a MCVP TM OD. Oh yeah, sorry. I did Isaac in Singapore because I wanted to try something that was different but familiar. And then after I came back to Isaac in Australia to do TM OD. And for half a term for TF, and then now I'm just focusing on TM OD. Personal fun fact: started playing guitar at the age of 7. Oh, sorry. Okay, anyway, I'm on the train, my bad. And then hobbies, I play the guitar, piano, I like singing, I like doing sports, like particularly basketball and volleyball, because I wanted to be taller, but then that didn't work out, I'm still short. Personal quote: if it doesn't go your way, it's not the end. There are better plans that we haven't dreamt of yet. Why I applied for MCP? Honestly, it's inspired by possibilities. The fact that we're pretty okay with like EWA stuff, and then OG like exchange could be coming back soon. We're currently doing IGT. I think it's like just coming into fruition. Everything is just coming to fruition. I want to be able to take forward every single thing that we've achieved before and see how we could actually impact as many young people as we can. And I'm really just driven by courage because yeah, it is all scary, but I want to also be able to empower people and say that, hey, you know, these are scary things, but what's enough to like is just showing up and doing all these things to make impact. And I want to just challenge people to be at their best because that's what we all deserve. And yeah, that's me.
Ooh. Thank you. You also work for us in Singapore and can talk with Victory. Next one should be Diksha. Disha.
Okay, hello everyone. I am Diksha from Nepal. And talking about my ISEC age, it is around 3 years. So next month it will be completed 3 years. ISEC experience, I started with IG member. Then I got into LCPP finance and legal. I did 3 IST terms on finance itself on Nepal. Then I got into GFP team member on knowledge management. Then after that, I am right now MCVP BD and finance and legal. Interesting thing, I was never been outside finance except my membership experience. So BD was quite challenging for me. It is right now. And yes, now I'm MCP elect also from ICK Nepal. Talking about my personal fact, actually I really like animals, but I'm scared of all of them except cockroach. So either it is a puppy or cat or anything, I'm really scared of. So I like them, but I find them cute also, but I'm scared of them. So that is fun fact, I guess. Hobbies, I really like trekking. I like going into mountains and exploring things. Watching series, yes, I like that also. Personal quote, I think it is not a quote, but something that I believe that if you believe in something that you can do, it is possible no matter what the situation is. And that I truly believe in. Why I applied for MCP is yes, there was that I want to be leader of the entity. There is that I want to learn something, but most importantly, I want to be the part of contribution towards making my entity more stronger and growing entity in the future. So I wanted to contribute on that. With this, I also check in.
Thank you, Disha. Let's go. Jo, are you okay?
Yeah, I can. So hi everyone. Sorry I couldn't update in time, and also I have some struggles. So I have like minor surgery in the morning, so that's why. So for me, like my ISA age is 2.5 years, I guess. Yeah, 2.5 years. So my ISA experience is done with the OGX 6 and OGX 6. And after that, I became a DM, and after that, I became a IGTA expansion manager. And after that, I became like LCP and finance. It's like double rolling. And after that, I became MCVP marketing here. So and also right now, like I'm currently MCVP marketing and MCVP. Yeah. So this is my experience. Personal preference. So I used to take every opportunity that I can get. So. So because like even right now that I am like kind of like having some kind of surgery and some kind of accidents, but I'm currently working on like 4 external projects without ISEX, and currently on ISEX is like MCV marketing and also like kind of development. So I take like every opportunity that I can get, and also like I really want to strive for best, striving for the excellent like everything. So next is my hobbies. I like dancing and also hiking. So that's my pretty much hobby. So my personal quote is like I will win, not immediately, but definitely. So that's my personal quote. And why I apply for MCP, it's because like I think it's pretty much the same with eco, I guess. So mainly I would like to lead the people, and also I would like to share my experience to the people, and also I think I would like to strive for excellence for my entity, and also things like we are having like a lot of travel, then I decided to step up like to go through the experience. Yeah, that's it. Checking in.
Thank you, Jo. Is it Jo? how to pronounce your name?
Yeah, it's Zor or Zoe, it's the same. So you can call me as you can pronounce. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, thank you for that. And then we have the last person in the house, Hokrun Samrong. Right?
Yes, Ron. Actually, the name is Ron. So thank you. So I believe it's about 3 years now. Maybe my calculation is wrong. So I was joined Isaac in 2019 as a member of IGV, PBOK, and then a CC, and then EST, and then becoming LCVP PD, but for IGV, which is focused on only partner. And then next moving to now is CVP BD and CP Alex Cambodia of term 22-23. Personal fun fact is that I'm quite afraid of height. Might eat the same food for days because sometimes I go out and then I buy the same food or I cook the same food. Hobby is cycling, travel, and cooking as well. Why is CP? Because I want to continue this beautiful and impactful organization for future Azika. For personal quote is that we were born with different gifts, so harness it rather than replicate the other. So by that I'm checking in, and nice to meet everyone.
Thank you. How to pronounce your name? Run.
I believe it can be Sron. Yes, Sron. Or if it's too hard, it's just Sron.
Okay. Okay. I thought that you love running. Okay. Nice. Then we can share the screen again. Oh, what happened with my? Can you see my screen? No, right? Can now. Finally, amazing. And we have our secret guest here already. Yes, but yeah, thank you for all of the check-in. And then I just want to say to all of you that happy Women's Day, International Women's Day. Take care of your woman. Okay, let's go. So before coming to the capacity buildings, I just want to have we have some sub-regions here, and then the situation of all. You can based on this this color to see the situation of everyone right now. If it's green, then you guys already have the MCP elects, and then proceeding with the MCVP package. Yeah, if it's yellow, people are in the progress of moving forward with the MCP elections. And then if it's red, we are still fighting for the pipeline for that entities. So if you have someone who intending to apply for international experience, you can refer to those entities who have red here. Yeah. And then right now, based on the situation as well, we have the tribe dividing that by this one, as we have Indonesia, Myanmar, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Philippines, and Malaysia in the same tribe for tribe 1. Tribe number 2 will be New Zealand, Japan, Australia, MOC, South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong. And tribe 3 will be Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India, Nepal, Pakistan, Singapore, and Mongolia. So we would support them and then proceeding, support them to have the MCP. And then when they have the MCP elect, you guys will be the one who in the same tribe. So support people in the tribe, okay? And then you also have the tribe mentor. Tribe 1 will be Mary, top 2 will be Min, and tribe 3 will be Tony. And we also have tribe leader. Tribe leader of number 1 will be Iko from Indonesia. Tribe leader of number 2 will be New Zealand, and tribe leader of number 3 will be Bangladesh. Yeah. So right now I will tell you the roles of the people. Yay, role explanation. For tribe mentor, you will be the one who support if that tribe have any questions and facilitate at the facility support if needed. And also overall take care of that tribe. So you have mom and dad. And then tribe leaders. The roles of the leaders will be reporting the status of joining to the host who track the attendance, and then facilitate the debrief of the learnings, and then boost the people motivation or engagement. basically you can set a good example for people as well. And yeah. Okay, so that is the roles explanation. Cool. Next one. Yeah, so this is the overview of CO for 90 days. So basically the purpose of this program should be like building a better transition experience and capacity building for all of you guys. Also, we set up this program to have a trainings for you guys to be a better CEO to lead Asia Pacific. And also we will invite some external guests or some predecessor like long time to share some of the experience so that you can connect with the external strain as well. And yeah, so basically that's the purpose of this entire program before we end this program with the RPMs and the award ceremony. So basically I will present the syllabus here for you to have the better big picture of the entire program. Today right now we have 8th of March, we have PDP and personal routines. So basically after this you guys will meet the C or the guest speaker. And then for this is on the topic that we will go through. So next week we will have representation, AI and our structure, global regional plenary, subcommittee, global board. So it's all about representation. And then we'll have legality, work ethic, compendium, global regional product policies, membership criteria, BOA, BOD, all of the things related to legalities. And then in the end weeks of March, we will have midterm ambitions. So talking about business model of ISEC as a whole. Then in April, you will have external train capitalization, like how the business strain from and deal with COVID. So it's more about COVID-19 management, risk management, business management as a CEO. And then you have leading power corner, ER principle, co-sales, and then leading operations, operation tracking, routine, sub-team synergies, leading marketing. And then you will have leading OD, LCD, back office, and synergy. And then in May, you will have external stakeholder capitalizations, alumni engagements, MCP international relations. And then we have pre-RPM meeting. Then we have 3 days of RPMs. So enjoy that one. And then we have in chain management, culture shaping, ECB. And then we have conflict management, hosting spaces for that conflict. And then at the end of May, we have graduation ceremony. Yeah, so to basically kick you out of the world and, and then you will lead the entity by yourself. Okay, so together with that, I'm proudly present the guest speaker of today, Karan Singh, the MCP of Island Vietnam, my beloved leaders, to deliver the capacity building for roles of a CEO and PDP and personal routine as CEO. Welcome you, Karan.
Oh, okay. Wow. Hi guys, can you hear me?
Can.
Great, cool. Just in general expectation setting, I'm just here to share some of my experience as asked. I was the MCP in 2021. That's the time when COVID-19 came to our lives and stayed forever. And yeah, ended my term. Oh, you are like successors of successors already. Wow, time travels very fast. Really fast. Cool, guys. As I'll talk about as Min told you guys that I'm gonna talk. I just opened my. I think we can go next. Can I share my screen? That would be better, right? Okay, that's nice. Great. Me. Okay. Where are we? No, wrong sharing. Sorry, guys. Yep, here we go. Welcome to. That's what happens after Isaac. You forget to use Zoom. Okay, great. By the way, nice sharing, guys. It's really, I think, courageous to apply MCP in these times. For sure, it's not easy. Anyways, great, cool. So I am MCP, and I've had, as you all were sharing your Isaac ages and everything, I think, I don't know exactly, but I've spent about 7 years in Isaac. I've done, I've joined as OGV member back in 2014 in February, and then from there I went to LCVP, then to LCP, then to MCVP. and then MCVP again in Vietnam. So I'm from India. I was in LC called ISIC in Jaipur in India. Then I came to Vietnam in 2018 August, and I had multiple roles here, and then I ended up being the MCP of ISIC in Vietnam. So yeah, that makes it like a 7 years of ISIC experience. Yeah, and, it's crazy, but yeah, it's something I think that's how ISIC is, right? It's very addictive. It takes you on, and it keeps you on for a longer period of time. And yes, I'm 29 years old now, very old. I was very old as well in ISIC, and Min was one of my MC members last year. So I think that's why she invited me. Sirthi, you should know people to be chairs or sharing partners. Great. Anyways, fun aside. So what I'm here to talk about is PDP and routine, and how you can be, let's say, a little bit better MCP. I would say your journey is unique to yours. Whatever will happen, I would say, will not be, you cannot take inspiration or see some other MCP doing something and copy it for yourself. According to my opinion and according to my experience, you will have to live your own journey yourself. You can always take ideas and how other people did it and listen to their stories and feel that you still can do it, and you still can move forward with it, and that you have the power. If that person has done it, then you possibly can, but the solution will be very unique to yours when it comes to troubles and when it comes to stress, when it comes to anything which comes with MCP. But at the same time, your rewards of this role will be unique to yours as well. It will not be comparable to the previous predecessor or the previous people. It will be very much your own, based on the super changing environment. I think it's very easy to say that whatever will happen in your MCP journey will be all yours. So yeah, keeping that in mind, I was thinking of what is a role of an MCP is, and we've categorized certain things from some previous sessions for sure. Those categories are majorly available to just understand, because there are a lot of tasks in this. So just don't take it that this is your JD or this is your role, but you'll have a lot of stuff under those as well. So try to make a color combination for you to understand. In that manner, we have strategy, setting strategy and direction 100%, because you are the strategic head. We have PR and external resources. So you are the one who's going to moderate any kind of activity, because you're the face of the entity, right? You're the one who's going to make sure that everything's there. And then managing the external resources as well as the internal resources for sure. So everything stops at you and everything starts from you for your entity. And then building and leading the member committee. I think that's a huge one as well. That's a bigger one. When you say building and leading a member committee, if let's say 10, 11, or let's say 6, depending on the size of the entity, those kind of people is something which is very, very huge. And that will take up most of your time as well. And then there is modeling and shaping the organizational culture and behavior. I think nowadays, when this COVID-19 is here, it's huge to have a mind shift change in your membership, and they all look up to you, and they say, oh, MC doesn't do this way, why should we do this way? So I think, and then MC doesn't do because the MCP has a certain kind of leadership style. So it's like, I know you've heard the statement, right? A leader like member. So that's very much actually true, and to be blunt, and it's really, really true. If you're lazy, your team will be lazy. If you are procrastinating, your team will procrastinate, and the same will happen to your entity. That is why I think MCP becomes a huge role, because you set the entire mood. If you are sad, everybody's gonna be sad, because that's how it's gonna look like, right? And then the last is administration and governance. I think that's also very huge. So these are very huge categories. There are a lot of tasks. Administration and governance is one of the main, I would say, stuff when it comes to your role, which is only unique to yours, because nobody else is going to manage it that way, which you're supposed to, and the kind of power you have to moderate those things. All of this can be combined together into two main things, in my understanding, which is let's say, which is management and organizational roles. So management roles and organizational roles, you can see the color, amazing color understanding. So management is basically trying to, you are not the direct person doing it, or probably you are going to manage those things very effectively. And organizational is something which probably you will have your direct input, and you will have to decide it for the organization and take it forward for the organization, and it will have a direct reflection of you in that work. And that is how it is. So being MCP means your every action is going to be reflected in the organization, but not most of them. Like if you're mayor, you have a diverse 8 to 6 member team. They're something which you cannot control what they do, but you sure can manage it in a way that they're giving you the desired results, but not mostly, because they're unique people as well. And that's one of the things that you will have to learn as an MCP, and how to work with certain kind of people and then get certain kind of output out of it, and be satisfied about it. Because yeah, if you are someone who likes to do their own work, and you are very amazing when you're doing your own work, then you might not like people doing your work because you might not have time to do everything for yourself, and you will have to trust other people to do it. And the only thing that this is very similar to LCP role as well. If you have been to the LCP role, you have to actually go to these parameters. But with MCP, what enhances is that all of this has to happen on 3 various levels: global, regional, and national. And that is what is the bigger part of your understanding. And as an MCP, you have to gather the, let's say, perspective of what when I'm needed globally, when I'm needed regionally, and when I'm needed nationally. Mostly you are needed nationally, but as well you have various responsibilities on the regional and global level. And those responsibilities are way more important sometimes, and sometimes they are not important. So that is one thing that you have to understand, the perspective. And I think the CEO for 90 days will really help you understand what global, regional, and national responsibilities are non-negotiable, and which ones are negotiable, which ones you can take charge. And yeah, the more you fulfill, the better you fulfill these roles in these 3 levels and these capacities, the better you are as an MCP. But yeah, I think the bigger battle is to understand where you need it, when you need it. And I think that comes from talking to people. I mean, I can for sure say I had no fucking idea. And in terms of what are my responsibilities and where am I needed at what moment of time, my predecessors helped me a lot in terms of understanding that. And if your predecessors are naughty and not helping you, then go to their predecessors or go to their predecessors. And I think that's how you will learn about it, because there's only one way to learn it, or someone who's experienced it, or talk to regional office or AI, and they'll let you know in terms of how and what is important for you at given moment of time, because it's very important to understand where you should be present, doing what kind of role, in what capacity as an MCP. Great, so that is about roles, and 100% that is too much already, right? It's some overwhelming shit which I learned over a period of time, and I was like, my God, this is something, because the more you think about it, the more you're like, I have immense amount of work to do, and I don't know what exactly is important, and what exactly is not, right? So I also had that question, and I want to ask you too. And yeah, after that, they all keep on saying that it's best to be an MCP, right? But I cannot find the best in that for a given period of time. I could not, but now I'm telling you it is best to be an MCP, but at that moment of time, it's kind of difficult. Great. So let's get a grip out of it, right? And understand, what do you think is important or crucial among all of these things which I told you? Which ones you can just comment and think, what role is most important, or what role, or what possibly a category of things which you saw was more important as an MCP according to you right now? You can just comment anything. Oh, wow. A lot of incentives. I wish these incentives were there in our times. It's okay, you don't need to. I mean, you can just comment whatever you heard till today from your predecessors, if you're having transitions, if you're lucky enough to get them, because I think transitions are one of the very lucky things to have. And I was lucky enough to have them. It's very difficult sometimes. Sometimes it's very easy. I've had both kind of experiences. Great. Let's not waste time because we're very loose on that. And the time as an MCP is also very valuable. I would just like to say everything. Sorry to break it. I think it's every fucking thing which is mentioned there is important at any given point of time. So if you're thinking that you can sneak away with something, it's not going to happen. And that is what makes your experience intense, right? That is what makes it unique. That is what it makes only 100 of you out there, and not 1,000, not 1,000,000, not as many alumni as we have, just some 100 for 1 year. And that is why one entity has only one of those, one of MCPs, because it's fucking intense role, but at the same time, it has some really amazing skill sets to give you on a soft level, on a mental level, on a hard skill set level, which you probably might not understand when you're experiencing it, but you might understand once you're finished doing it, because it's very hard to find that when you're going through this intense experience. But yeah, it is there. So for that is what you have PDP for, right? So how does an MCP grow through all of this in the period of 72 weeks? 72 weeks, I calculated as 18 months from your selection. You are already an MCP, by the way. Just that E thing doesn't matter actually. You might think that you are MCP elect, but hard to break it. You're MCP already. I think you won the election because you fought the election as an MCP already. That is what I believe. That is why you are here. So that elect is just that small e actually is kind of misguiding, but you have your MCP term already started and it has 18 months in it. That makes 72 weeks for you guys to do whatever you're planning to do with your term. And what is very important in these 72 weeks is that you keep your experience in check, in a very regular, thorough check, because the only thing you have as an MCP to keep on moving forward is looking at your experience and looking at it as a way that you are gaining something. Because around your surrounding, you will be looking at your friends and looking at other resources and other people and everybody else, and you'll be feeling, I don't know why am I doing it? Because I think you guys shared it, right? Why you applied for MCP. I am not sure whether it's going to stay that fresh 3 months down the line. But yeah, you need someone to remind you that. And that is what I'm telling you, that you need to find the people who will help you keep your experience in check. Mostly your predecessors or your predecessor's predecessor, or someone you have been vulnerable with before, who knows who you are and who knows why you are in this. And I was lucky enough to have my predecessor and her predecessor and one of the regional office members who were no longer part of ISIC, but they were still supporting me as an MCP, being the MCP of ISIC in Vietnam in 2020. So that is something which is very, very crucial. It will be very hard for you in coming days or coming months to actually look at what is tangible for you in this experience. And that is one of the lifelines which you will have to move forward during your role, right? So whenever I was feeling challenged, it's kind of a PDP. I don't know. I was talking to Min and Min was like, hey, this is a PDP and thing. You don't need a tool. You don't need a sheet. But if you have it, it's very nice. I had my own diary where I was writing down what I was going through. If in the middle of the night, I was waking up my roommate, who was one of my MCVP members as well, because I had some question in my mind, which I didn't have answer for and was troubling me. And I didn't know what to do. And I was writing it down in my diary, and it was kind of part of my experience. And then asking that question to these people who witnessed it and who are using the MCP experience in their career outside to understand, okay, what would they have done? What would have been their perspective? And there were times when these guys, when I did not do it, when these guys were approaching me and asking, hey, Karan, how's your experience going? You want to have a tea and talk about it? And those were the things which actually brought me back, because I was going into this negative spiral And because they both were my previous MCPs, I've been MCVP for my predecessor's predecessor, and then I've been MCVP for my predecessor. So they both kind of knew me, and they both knew me what I suck at, and that's very important. And they both kind of pulled me for my MCP experience and carried me through my MCP experience whenever I felt doubtful. And they were the ones which actually know what I went through the whole experience and what was exactly it about. And I could share it with them because they could understand it, and they could let me understand the experience as well of why I'm going through this and what might be something I would have after that. Because it's something, it's very, very important for you to understand the kind of experience you are going through and how it's going to help you later, because that is one thing, as I told you, right, which will help you keep on going, keep on moving forward. Because I'm sorry to say this, but in this COVID time, there will be a million times when you will be like, I don't know why I filled this application form. I want to go back and I want to quit this shit. And thank you so much for having me as an MCP, and I'm going to get a new one, right? It's going to happen. It's the truth, because it's fucking intense. And with these things, like earlier, I would say before COVID, it was, the intensity was different because it was more about a different understanding, and now it's about different understanding. So it's equally intense and equally understanding. And both my MCPs who I get support from, they were pre-COVID, so they had no idea what I was going through, but they had the idea of what an MCP life generally is and what kind of that experience gives you out of that. So yeah, find someone, and it's very, very, very important. It can be somebody in the RO you know already, it can be your predecessor, it can be your girlfriend, I don't know whosoever it is, but you need to have some companions in this journey. And yes, it can be your team members, 100% it will be. But at a given point of time, you have to take care of their experience. You have to deliver to them, so they cannot I would say they cannot understand is an understatement, but it would be like they might not be able to help you that way, because you cannot change your mindset of how you perceive them. So that was my trouble, okay? That I could not understand how possibly what they're saying would be helpful to me, and I had to. And it's a human thing, right? Because I don't know, it is probably mine or it's the ego or whatever it is, but it kind of takes time for you to adapt and understand that probably a solution can come from someone who's never experienced that before as well. And I think that is one of the beautiful things you'll learn in ISIC as well, which will also make you humble through this MCP experience. So humility will be one of the very, very big changes which is going to come to your life very soon, and you'll be proud of that one day. Great, moving on. Yep, your team will be your best supporting system if you choose wisely. I'm sorry to say that, but yeah, teams, I know you have been in teams, and teams can be amazing, but the teams can also be not amazing. And even best teams might have friction, because in this time of COVID-19, when everything gets so intense, if you have a very, very compatible team, you got your DISC, you got your MBTI, you choose an amazing team, and you have a talented people. When it comes to stress, I think you know how DISC changes from red to yellow to blue to green, and all that shit happens, right? So it is very difficult to actually right now, when you're choosing a team, to understand so many parameters in a given period of time. But what you can do the best is that they support you, is that they don't have a trouble and they don't doubt you at all, right? And for that, you need to make sure that you are focused. Yep, okay, wrong flow. But anyways, that's what happens. Here you go. So what I think I lost my chain of thought, but anyways, I'll just go back to the slides which I made here. Is that here? So why do you need to keep your experience in your experience or your development in check? Is because of the reasons I told you, and I think I got carried away. And all that, if you keep your experience in check, if you keep your regular PDP, not just PDP, let's just call it something like, you know, you're regularly understanding how and what are you learning in your experience, that will give you more clarity in your actions, in your direction, and in your experience. And you will not feel lost as an MCP, because that's one of the very let's say, spaces where you can be found most of the time, where you're lost and you're doing something and you don't know why you're doing it. And those kind of places are not to be good at. But yeah, if you even if you are feeling it right now, it's completely fine. Let me just tell you that. It is just that you need to start talking to somebody and start understanding where you stand right now, sharing that experience, and then sooner or later you achieve your clarity of that. It's very easy. It's just to make sure that somebody listens to you, and then you listen to what you're sharing to them automatically yourself, and that gives you more clarity. And yep, that it will bring clarity in your actions, in your direction, and in your experience, because it's very important, right? That your everybody is going to ask you this question: what is the direction? Where are you going to? What are you going to do? And everything. And all those questions are going to be always around, but you might not have answers to those. And to find those answers, you will have to actually start talking to yourself. If you're good at that, if you're good at self-reflection, good job, that's very nice. But I found self-reflection very tiring for me. And so that's why I appointed people and I told them, if I don't call you in 1 month, fucking call me and ask me what's wrong, right? So that's what was helping me a lot, and that's what I think will help you as well. So piece of advice: find a tag, mark your experience, as it is not always visible or not tangible when you're experiencing it, right? As I said before, and I put a nice quote here, it's totally me. I think it's also said by somebody. But in your MCP journey, what is more important is that you are marking, tagging, and writing down your experience, and thinking, okay, by this month I want to do this, by 6 months I want to tackle this personality trait, I want to do that, la la la, whatever it is. And I would suggest the PDP tool is very intense, very nice. If you're using the same one which I was using, it's by AI. I think Aro can send you that tool. But that is super nice tool. It can help you get clarity in terms of what you want to do with yourself and through this experience. And when you have that, it is very easy to choose your priorities as an MCP of what you want to do and what you want to achieve. And when you have that, it's more easier to lead a team and choose a team, because then you don't choose random people. You choose very focused, organized, to the point people, because that is what you want to achieve. And you're like, okay, I will have these. You don't go running for talent. You run for objective. You run for who will do what. And that is something which brings you to the second point, which I want to mention is the crucial thing which can make or break our experience is your priorities, right? So once you've achieved the clarity of why you're here, what you're doing, and you found people who can keep track of you, and you've talked to people before doing, before achieving, before those things, choose maximum 2 priorities. I personally was very confused, and during my MCP term, first 6 months, we were just struggling with what should we had our answers, but we were too scared to, let's say, accept them, and understand that, okay, this is not going to happen. Our time was when we were thinking whether we should continue doing exchanges or not continue doing exchanges. We were struggling with exchanges. COVID was coming back and going and everything. So that was a time of, and we could see the answers very easily, and we were like, okay, we could possibly do it, possibly not do it, but then I had too many things in mind. And that was because I was tempted to be the most amazing MCP in the history of Isaac in Vietnam. And I think that's a very, very easy feeling to have, right? Because when you look at it, and I think I was able to achieve that as an LCP. I had the same thing, and I was more motivated to be the best LCP of Isaac in Jaipur ever had, and I was motivated by that feeling forever. But I think my predecessors humbled me down when I was MCP, and they told me that you can only do so much. So concentrate on your 72 weeks and make sure those 72 weeks count. I'm not saying a year, because a year sounds long, but 72 weeks is actually what you have. And that's the only work of action. And when you say it in weeks, I feel it's short. So yeah, MCP term is really, really short, and it's going to go so fast that you're not going to know it. And then you're releasing MCP elect applications. So yeah, that's how it is. So don't be tempted. And if you're not tempted and you're choosing your priorities not too much and you're focused, you have 100% chance to be the best MCP, or the legend of your entity, if you want to be called like that. Because for sure, you have to serve a little bit of your ego, and that's what is helping. But yeah, if you strive to be that person, because that person will make you do a lot of things and focus on a lot of things which might not be really really helpful, and that will also fuck up with your routine, because when you have a lot of priorities, you have to catch up with those lot of priorities, and then your routine sucks. And in an MCP term, the most valuable resource which you have is your attention and your effort. And you should be sure, I think effort versus impact, you've heard a million times, right? Consider that effort versus impact whenever you're trying to do something, whenever you're trying to pursue a strategy, whenever you're trying to pursue anything as an MCP. Your attention and your effort is the most valuable in the next 72 weeks of time, because where you put it is gonna make whatever is gonna make to of your entity. So if you have big dreams, I would say shorten them, concentrate on one thing and put your attention and effort on those things, and those things will improve. And make sure that the next year your successor continues your dream. That can be also a place of where you can continue your dream, right? Where you can move forward. And that is one thing which I was able to understand, is when I was an MCVP in with my MCP who is in the photo, you can see the guy, big guy Nam. He had a vision, and then his predecessor continued that vision, and then it came to me and I continued that vision, and we could see the 3 years of this MC term, and now my successor is continuing that. And that is one of the most magical things to observe. It takes time, but it will happen. So we are always confused with, if not me, then who? But at the same time, you can be questioning that if not me, then someone will do it, and I will make that happen. And I will do my part, which is this, and I will envision it for the others. It happens, doesn't happen is not in your control, right? And one of the things which always was told to me was control what you can control. Don't try to control everything, because then it's just gonna mess around and you're gonna be like, and I know you're smart people, you already know that, but yeah, those were some of the impactful quotes which stayed with me through my MCP experience. I just want to throw it out there so that you can, probably it can stick with you as well. So set focus, set priorities, focus your effort, and communicate. The last thing which you have to do is communicate, because whatever stays in your head is dangerous. I mean, if you are focused and you're prioritized and everything is in your head, it's hugely dangerous if it is not communicated to your team members. And because you are running in a direction where you want them to run and they're not performing according to what you want them to perform, and that can cause a lot of trouble. And that can cause you entering into a different space from a positive, very focused, very prioritized space to a very negative, not prioritized, doing anything phase. And your team will define your mood. Your team will define who you are as well. So it's very, very important to communicate. That was one of the mistakes I did. I was not communicating what exactly I was looking for and what I wanted to do. And I was trying to make a lot of people happy because I had a huge team. And moving behind that is not wrong, because as an MCP you have this sense of service, right, to your team, to make sure that they have the right experience and that they're going to go move forward and they're going to do great. But at the same time, if you're not communicating the hard part, it's really, really dangerous. And if your thoughts stay inside you, it's not probably going to take you everywhere. So have all those hard communications or those topics which are important for you to do, because that will really help you stay focused, and that will really help your experience to be better, which will go into a circle of boosting you to do a more better job next day, because you're feeling very good about your experience, you're feeling very better about your experience. And then when you are writing it down and looking and talking to other people, you're getting more dopamine that you're doing a great job and you're doing a nice job. So adventure is dangerous, but routine is lethal, right? This was something which stick with me all the time, and that is what made me wake up in the morning, because I was not a very early to rise MCVP. But when I realized, okay, I need to lead a team, and then I need to make sure that I'm presenting my best to the people so that they can present their best to their people. It was very important to follow. lesser things, focus things help you be in a better routine, and better routine is always very, very little. So if you are doing something regularly, and you're making sure that you understand what are your priorities, and they can fit in your calendar in 1 week, and you can do them all in a weekly setting, it will be really, really helpful, and you will be actually able to achieve your results which you want to, because sometimes you might not see that things are getting completed, and that would really, really bother you a lot, and which is actually troublesome, because most of the times I realized it's because I left um, a block of it, right? I did it 2 weeks and I didn't do it 2 weeks. I did it the next 2 weeks and I didn't do the next 2 weeks. And I also, that was one of the reasons. I was also doing something for regional office, and that was one of the reasons I left those things in between, because I found something more important to do, and I did not prioritize and put all things in my space. And then because it was more about entity and all those things, so those questions come to your mind, and then you're like, okay, I will do what is important, and then you keep on doing that. But make sure that you realize this time, you prioritize, you focus, and then you move forward and put it in your calendar. And if anything outside your calendar is there, or anything outside your whatever tool you use, you're not going to do it. You're going to forget about it, because there are going to be crisis, there are going to be risk, there's going to be some situations, some LCP, some set, la la la, and it's going to destroy your peace. So to make sure that you have your peace, make sure you put your routine and your non-negotiable tasks everywhere is organized in a calendar, nice piece of work, so that it can remind you. Like ask Google or ask somebody else to do it. And the same is for your experience. Make sure that you're tracking it regularly, because once you're tracking it regularly, you can know if you're deviating, if you're not having the proper experience. Maybe your expectation is not correct, maybe something is not correct. So it can only happen if you have a routine check as well. It's very important. And lastly, as I said, right, the less clutter you have, the more enjoyable and rewarding your experience will be. So try to reduce as many priorities as possible. Try to reduce as many non-wanted things in your experience, which you are doing to make somebody happy, or try to be the best MCP. I mean, your job is to make sure one thing and one thing only, that your entity makes progress in a certain kind of way. It can be one or two things, and that you sustain this amazing entity and give it to somebody else to take care of it, right? So that's what I think, in my understanding, was that, and that translated to that my entity has finances and enough opportunities for the next MC to move forward. But then I had a lot of multiple things going on at the same time, and then that got delayed, and that did not happen the way it should happen. But by the end of 6 months, I realized that, okay, I need to really, really do this, and my team supported me in do that. And then we have a very amazing photograph where we said, okay, no more exchanges. I'm sorry to say that, but then we decided that, and then we said, okay, now we're gonna focus on what we can do without them, because we've had our fair share of doing stuff and not doing stuff, and then getting in the middle, and it was not getting any clearer. So we decided, okay, it was I would say a very different step, not a very bold step, but it is something which you have to do, and that is what you will realize when you start clearing the clutter, clearing what you don't want to do, but you're doing it to impress somebody, or just have that in your CV, or I don't know. Can be a lot of inspirations for doing something which is probably not wanted. So calm down, go into your Zen zone and say, okay, this is what my benchmark will be. And it can be just one thing. If it is just one thing, because to achieve that one thing, you will have to do multiple things, right? So it's very, very, very good to have just one thing. And always remember, you're not an MCP in the long list of MCPs. I'm just saying this because you are not competing an MCP, because you never can compete an MCP. That's what is the biggest realization. You can never be a better MCP than who have been there. You can't be the only MCP your entity needs right now. And that is why you were chosen, right? That was one of the most powerful things told to me by one of the board members. She was MCP in 2012, and I met her, and then she said, Karan, you are not here to show me how amazing of MCP you are for the past 20 years or past 15 years of HiSec. You are here to show me whether you are the best MCP for this particular job right now. So concentrate your energy on that and make sure that you're doing that. So always remember that you are the MCP for the year 2022, 2023. You're not the MCP among a huge generation of MCPs, because yeah, they came and they did their job and they had their experience and they're gone. Now it's your turn to do one thing only, and one thing only. I would really say just do one thing. Don't do multiple things. And yep, as a matter of fact, as an MCP, you will always have, this is the photo, I think when I had my successor, and this is my MC, dear MC, ending a chapter of our lives with a huge decision to follow and to change things. And you can see everybody's kind of very tired with the whole day and everything, and the intensity of the experience, running behind multiple focuses. But at the end, what matters and what is really important is sometimes I forgot, and I think it really helped me bring everything to me in a very focused manner, was own your entity. It is your entity. It is not Isaac in Isaac in Vietnam. It is your Isaac in Vietnam, and it is something very important to start with. It is something very important which can help you focus, which can help you prioritize what you want to prioritize, and it is an emotion. I know it's nothing to do with the strategy, or it's nothing to do with something, a tool, but it's an emotion which can ground you all the time, which can be that you and you only are responsible for this entity. So do whatever the fuck it takes to make sure that your entity is the best in whatever you can offer, and not whatever you dream of, but whatever you can offer, right? So always keep your entity as the first thing in mind, and make sure that you are doing the best. If you're doing that, you're doing already a great job for AI and RO to make sure that that is there. And that can be even showing up for meetings or doing very small actions. But yeah, it's something which is important. And owning your entity also means representation, right? So your entity should be represented in every fucking platform possible. That can only happen if you are in the right experience and right mindset, and enjoying and having a great time in your experience. Great. So check your experience. Thank you so much. And I have something very interesting at the end, is that your succession depends on your first 6 months of your term, not the last 6 months. I think I found this thing very interesting too, and was sharing with Min last night, is that because I thought that when I have my successor, and the last 6 months are the most important, to give her everything. But actually, for people to apply for MCP and see that the first 6 months are really important of your term. So if you are relaxed and chilled, or if you're thinking that you have time, I would say this is the time when you can sharpen yourself and be the MCP you want to be, and develop whatever things you want to develop. Talk to as many people as possible. Go talk to alumni, go talk to your board, go talk to regional office, different regional offices, get perspective, get understanding, understand what you want to achieve. And then choose your team based on that achievement. You will have less clutter, less bad experiences, less people confused. And then that focus and that understanding will keep you moving forward in a very organized way. And your first 6 months will actually define how your next 6 months will look like, and will actually also define how the next 72 weeks of your successor will look like. So if you are looking for the phrase that your success in your successor, I would say start working right now. And yeah, whatever the negatives, whatever the positives, I am proud of being an MCP myself, and the experiences I'm having right now. I think one thing is very clear: once you finished it, when you are at the finish line and you're done with this MCP experience, it will be one of the unique hell of a job you've done for your entity. And especially thank you for applying and being here in these times, because I think it's really courageous for you all doing that. No matter where you come from, how much experience you have, you are the MCP now. So go ahead and do the best job possible. Thank you so much, guys. This was really nice. I think you were very patient listening to me. If you have any questions or something, you can ask me or anybody else. And yes, don't be limited to just your predecessor. Go ahead. The AP is yours. I think the AP network is the most connected one. I don't want to say things, but we are the most cutest MCP groups ever. If you want to just connect, and we still get connected, all the MCPs from my term, and I think the next ones as well. And you guys will be also this cute gang because it's just AP. It's just AP thing, right? So just make sure that if you want, just go ahead, connect to any predecessors possible and enjoy the experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Karan. Okay, any questions that you can connect, right? But right now, I think we can have a little bit of like open the mic and then say, so proud of you because Karan very busy recently. So it's very hard to reach him and he had to reschedule all of the slot right now to be here with you guys. So open the camera, open the microphone and say, so proud of you.
Thanks so much, guys.
So proud of you. So proud of you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Karan.
Thank you for listening, people. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so right now, let's come back to me. And I think it's a little bit overrun already, but let's do this one so that you understand this more. Yeah, just a little bit of the announcement right now. Tomorrow you will have the space to interact with the people. Yeah, so this is the partner space so that you can have the like some more perspective. So this is the Ketone Education Group, and this will happen here in tomorrow. Yeah, this is the times, and we also send the information in the group as well after this day. So let's bring at least 3 people. You can go here, and then you can bring 2 of your MCVP teammates to come to this day to get 10 points. Yeah, so interacting with the network is very important for the MCP in your next 1 year as well. So let's come to the incentive system, and I will introduce you how it's going with the meeting as well. So it was decided by the host, and today I will be the host. Next week will be Mary as your host, and this will be recorded in the tracker. Before coming to this meeting, right, you have some pre-tasks to complete the introduction, right? So if you complete the introduction before the deadline, it will plus 10 points for you. If you complete the introduction after the deadline, it will plus 5 points. And if no complete, you just come here directly and just say, yeah, whatever you said, 0 point. And then after this meeting, you also have post-task, as you can bring 3 people to the partner space. It will plus 10 points. If you bring only you joining the space, which means you join the space, right? It will plus 5 points. And if you have no action, like no join, no bringing anyone, then you have 0 points. Yeah, so this is the post task that we hope that it can bring you some of the interaction with the network as well for the incentive system. Amazing. Yeah, and right now let's go to the checkouts, and this is the link that you can join here. And in that link, you will have the debrief learnings. So I will just show that the sheet for you so that you see what's happening there. Okay, so let's go here, right? You have the space, for example, you have your entity here. You can put Eco or Myanmar, Zor. You can put your name here, and then you can write down some of your main learnings of the days and what do you need to follow up on. And if you still have open questions, then you can have this 3 minutes to actually write down what you hear right now. Because I believe that only one thing getting out of this space will be worth a lot. Okay, so right now I will present this screen for 3 minutes, and you can go here. If you cannot join the short link, then I will send the long link here as well. Thank you, Tony, for sending. Okay, so time start now. This is your personal working time. Yay. 3 minutes start now. Share the screen. Okay.
is Bangladesh? I can't find it.
Can you create yourself? You follow with the track. Okay, so thank you for this kind of reflections. And if you cannot complete right now, it's okay. You can go to this link later to complete your inputs. Okay, so right now I think so that's it for today, and I hope that you can come to the next meeting as well for representation topic. So this is for the next week topic. And right now, can you open the camera so that we can take the photos and we can end the meeting here? The first ever CEO for 90 days. Wow, Thomas, you're not thinking today. You're orange. Okay, let's stop. Okay, 3, smile. 3. Oh my God. Okay, make it larger. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you guys for joining. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Elec. Bye. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
See you.
Good job, me.